Hey BrewTubers, Barry here with another update. Not sure when this is going to get posted, so I'm not going to call it an official Homebrew Wednesday on a Wednesday. But I have been brewing and doing some homebrewy stuff lately, so I figured I'd cam up. So let's talk about the beer that I have in my hand. This is my 2-week-old barley wine. So what I do with my big beers is that I do a 3-week primary, but after 2 weeks, I take a sample just to make sure that it's not stuck. So luckily this barley wine didn't get stuck. It fermented from 1.122, like my biggest OG so far, down to 1.022, which makes it about 13 and change percent. 13% according to the Brewer's Friend calculator, and almost 13.7 if you go according to Beersmith. I do have a little bit of brew day footage. I tried to film, even though, I'm not used to filming as like I used to when I was living in New York City. But what happened on brew day is two things. One, I realized that I've been really collecting 5 1/4 or 5 to 5 1/4 gallons instead of 5.5. So I had to kind of recalibrate Beersmith on the fly. But it did hit my numbers, so it doesn't really matter. And other than that, I think brew day went pretty well. I'm not going to go so much into the recipe, just because I started something new on my blog, thebrewedpalate.com, where I post a brew log of all the details of the recipe and brew day. So I'll post a link below for that. But just for the taste of the beer, I was really surprised that even though I lost quite a bit more, at least half a gallon to blow off, because it was such a high OG, and I probably made too big of a yeast starter. The Omega British L1, it smells a little more estery than it would otherwise, but I've had barley wines that taste that, with similar recipes to this, that smell this vibrantly fruity when I was really young, and then as it aged, some more of that caramel and toffee came in. So it's estery in a good way. Like some of you, if you've had Thomas Hardy Ale or J.W. Lee's barley wine, you do have a fair amount of fruitiness in the aroma from the esters of the yeast and the high alcohol. So I'm really happy with it so far. Otherwise, my other big beer that I've brewed so far, because I do brew 3 every year, I did brew my Imperial Stout. That brew day also went pretty well, and it came out about 12%, and that's been aging on oak and bourbon for about a month, and I probably will taste that after this. Not sure if I'll film it, but maybe on my blog I'll post post something about it. Or in my next Homebrew Wednesday, which will probably be when it's ready in bottles, knowing me, I'll post an update about it. But otherwise, on the big beers, I have, in terms of other fermented beverages, like I was mentioning in my last update, I do have 2 ciders on tap from the fall that I've been drinking a lot of, so I'm not sure how much is left. One of them, I picked up 10 gallons of cider from a local orchard when I went apple picking with my kids, and then I fermented them with the same yeast. But one of them I added a cinnamon tincture to, and one of them I added bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. So you don't really taste the maple, but it's a little sweeter. But with the one with cinnamon, you definitely taste it, and it's almost like you're drinking alcoholic applesauce. It's really good. And I'm definitely going to do that every year from now on. In terms of mead, I only have one mead that's in a carboy now, and that is a halva mead, which is a Middle Eastern sesame candy that I love, or confection, I should say, because it's not really candy. So that's aging now, bulk aging now. I brewed about like I think there's like 2.75 gallons in a 3-gallon carboy that I have aging. So I'm just waiting for that to clear out a little bit, and then I'm going to bottle it, and I think I'm going to add probably a little bit of rose water to that to give it a little floral factor when I bottle it. Hopefully in the next few weeks. Other than that, I have to, going forward for brewing plans, I have to brew my annual quad, as soon as possible, so that I could have it also aging on oak. Because last year I tried to do all three with oak and bourbon, and the barley wine and the quad didn't. I don't know if I didn't age it for long enough or didn't have enough oak, but I don't think the oak and bourbon came through enough. So this time, even if I have to age it up to my deadline or when my kids' birthdays are in April, or even if they're not ready on time, I'm gonna let them age as long as they need to really get that bourbon essence that I really want them to have, and be really good, in the bottle, because I do, as you see here in my brew closet, I should say, I do like to age, my big beers so that I can have verticals going on. So that's what's been going on. I might include also some footage. I'm going to a New Jersey brewery tomorrow called Bolero Snort, who recently opened their own brewery after years of contract brewing. So maybe I'll post a little video of that too. But otherwise, that's what's been going on. I hope all is well with you guys. Cheers.
In a while, when the time is right, no cloud in the sky and the fruit is ripe. Birds sing out from their trees way up high, such a sweet melody.